Yo, what is good, y'all? Welcome back to another album review. It's the one and only Nappy Fred, and today we are going to be reviewing Common Like Water for Chocolate. This is Common's fourth studio album released March 28th, 2000 under MCA Records. So let's just get into it. Bye. First song we have on this album is Time Traveling, featuring, Vina, Manoka, Roy, Hargrove, and Femi Kuti. Hopefully I said all their names right, because it was a lot of features right off the rip. I feel like to start off this song, I was kind of a little bored. I'm not even going to lie. The first part of the track is literally just instrumentals and no rapping at all, no singing performance, none of that. So it took maybe about 2 to 3 minutes to actually get into the song. And that kind of worried me because this is already like a 6-minute song. And I'm just like, oh man, like, when is it going to start? And it finally started, but it sounded like Common was rapping in like a voicemail or something. I could barely hear him, and the production was just overpowering his lyrics. So to me, I get what the song represents. He's obviously paying tribute to somebody, but this isn't a listenable song. Like, this isn't an enjoyable song. It's not really a song at all. So for the intro, I'm not gonna lie, if this was the first time me listening to Common, I probably would have just left the album just like that. So I wouldn't say the best intro to start off, or just intro in general. It didn't do it for me. So I mean, I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's just not a song I would listen to again because it takes way too long to get into the song. And I didn't even really talk about the production, but the production was just simple as well. It wasn't nothing too crazy. Like I said, there were some different instruments, but like, again, not nothing crazy right off the rip. So rough start, I'm not even going to lie.
Ooh, you say you got guns to bring that shit. What? You say you got ones to bring that shit. We gonna need a lot more ones and guns for this. What?
Next song we got on here is Heat. I actually enjoyed this song quite a bit. I definitely think it had some real funky sounds to it from Jay Dilla. Shout out to Jay Dilla. Not like it's a shout out like that, but Jay Dilla's production was amazing on here. I like how kind of disco, kind of 1970s it kind of was. It just brought that extra like funkiness to it, which was really nice. But obviously, performance wise by Common, I think was honestly pretty good. I feel like I have trouble with him staying on beat with certain songs, but I feel like he's done that throughout his whole career, so maybe that's just his thing. But I kind of wish he would have stayed on beat a little bit, because it's a big pet peeve for me. I don't know why I'm picky towards that, but like, if you're offbeat, it's so hard to not be like, dude, stay on beat. But his lyrics were definitely really dope. I feel like in a way his flow was nice, but it's just, I didn't like how he was just like not keeping up with the beat wise. But I feel like this song was acceptable overall. Definitely one of the better songs on the album, if I had to be honest, and really good listen.
Keep on, keep on, keep on.
Next song we got on here is Doing It. This song definitely caught me off guard. I'm not even gonna lie. The production is amazing. I love the production. It just has that good DJ scratch mix to it, and it just has a really good beat type overall. And I love the hook on here, saying doing it big. The hook just, it matches, like it fits very well, but it's a real smooth listen. Like, it's not nothing too crazy, but once you get into the lyrics, that's the part that probably caught me off guard, because he's clearly dissing the industry, at least at that time. And he was, it felt like he was throwing shots at a little bit of everybody, but he wasn't saying any specific names. But I thought this was dope because he was very aggressive on this song. He was flowish. He matched the energy of the production overall. And not only that, he definitely seemed like he was dissing somebody. Y'all could let me know in the comments down below, but like he was definitely, I couldn't pinpoint who, but like he was describing so many things and I'm like, dude, this man is like, I don't know, like he was just going crazy. So honestly, if this is a diss track, I think it's definitely a really good underrated diss track. I personally have this song in my like list or whatever y'all want to call it, but yeah, a really dope song overall.
My little daughter started nursery school. Brother Khan gotta make I move through silence and violence with.
Next song we got on here is Cold Blooded featuring Ray Charles and Roy Hargrove. I thought this song was honestly pretty nice. Again, kind of that funky kind of beat to it. Sounded like kind of like 70s, early 70s kind of mix. I feel like the production was overall acceptable. I appreciate the creativity of like the static kind of voice from Common, but it's kind of overdone after a couple listens because I would just want to hear like, you know, the simple hymn, not the static version of Common. So that's the one thing I had a pet peeve on, but I feel like his lyrics were definitely dope. He definitely flowed through the track very well. His cadence was really good. He was able to keep up with the beat on this song, so that was very appreciative. But overall, I just didn't like the staticky kind of noise. And I know that's just a little thing. It's not the biggest thing, but it is something that I feel like could have made it even better if it wasn't in there. Like a better listen, I would say. So overall, I would say this is a good song. It's acceptable, but the only thing I didn't like is really just the staticky part, honestly.
I never knew a la like this. Gotta be something for me to write this.
Next song we got on here is The Light. Obviously one of the more popular songs on this album, if not the most popular song in Common's catalog. I feel like if you don't know Common, you will probably know this song. I've heard it on the radio plenty of times. The production is definitely a really smooth, nice listen. It's just one of those laid back songs that you could really just meditate to. It ain't nothing too crazy. It has a really nice beat type, amazing sampling for the hook. I thought that was a nice part about the song, but obviously the lyrics by Common was very motivational, touching, and you know, him basically describing what love was to him at one point of his life. So honestly, this is a acceptable song. There's no real crazy like stuff going on. It's really just him talking about love. And you know, usually love songs can go so far, but I feel like this is one of the perfect ones that you can really just lay back and listen to. And he's very calm on this track. He's not nothing hyper or aggressive. He's just really smooth with it. And overall, you could argue that this is one of the better Common songs on the album. It just stands out. Like, I don't know what else to say, but definitely an amazing song. Next song we got on here is Funky For You featuring Billa, I think that's how you say the name, and Jill Scott. I thought this song was honestly very, very smooth. It definitely still has that funky kind of beat to it, but it's like a weary kind of funky beat that has like a good mood set for the most part. So it is kind of a dancey kind of song, but it's also just a moody song. It's something you gotta get in the mood to listen to overall. So the production was honestly pretty good. Obviously the hook was kind of catchy, just saying all right, okay. Like, I feel like those are simple hooks that everybody can repeat over and over. But Common's rapping performance was honestly pretty good. His rap on beat was just throwing me off. He wasn't really rapping on beat at all, but I feel like his flow was honestly really good. The singing performance from both Jill Scott and I don't know how to say his name, but the other dude was really, really good. It caught me off guard towards the end. He probably had the best singing performance on this album, arguably. But yeah, I feel like this song is pretty underrated. It's not really. It doesn't have a lot of plays on it, so it's definitely a really good listen. And I'd personally add it to my like list if that was yeah. But y'all get what I'm saying.
It's the questions. It's the questions, boy. It's the questions. It's the questions. Come on, the questions.
Next song we got on here is The Questions featuring Mos Def. I tried to not smile when I said Mos Def, but Mos Def is like, he's so good, man. Like, I really like Mos Def's like style, but I feel like this song was okay. It just wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I feel like the production was honestly pretty smooth. It was pretty nice, but it was really them just asking questions the entire song, which you would think there's nothing wrong with that, but once you listen to it, it's barely a song. It's really just them asking a girl questions and them just responding, and it's just like, I wanted this to be so much better. So rapping performance wise really wasn't even there. There wasn't much to it. Like, it's not a song that you would listen to on a daily basis, is basically what I'm saying. So I mean, you could give it a listen, but I just wasn't. I feel like when you get Mos Def as a feature, I'm expecting this song to be crazy, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty basic for the most part. Like I said, it wouldn't be a song I put on repeat. It wouldn't be a song I would add to a playlist. It's just a song that happens to be a bunch of questions that they're asking a woman. So that's really all there is to it.
The perseverance of a rebel, I drop heavier levels, it's unseen or heard. A king with words, can't knock the hustle, but I seen street.
Next song we got on here is The Sixth Sense. This to me is the best song on the entire album. I enjoyed this a lot. And the funny part is the production is instantly gravitated towards me because I've been listening to hip hop for so long that I already knew DJ Premier made this beat. Like, I don't know why, but I just knew he made this beat. He has that one type of beat type that just sounds familiar, and I've never heard this song until I've listened to this album. So I thought the production was amazing. Definitely New York style, East Coast kind of style production. So if you know, you know. But getting into the lyrics, obviously Common killed it. His lyrics were amazing. His flow was really good. His cadence was really good. He was just able to match the energy of the production as a whole. I feel like even the hook, the singing performance by, I don't know who he didn't add it as a feature. I feel like his singing performance was definitely good on the hook. And overall, I just feel like this is a perfect song. It ain't a song that you would skip at all. Like, if you skip this song, then there may be something wrong with you. But this song is honestly really perfect, and I'm surprised how underrated it is. I don't know why it isn't up there with The Light as one of the better songs on this album, but to me, it's definitely the best song on the album.
Cena on Madison, where vice lords be traveling and Chevy windows be rattling.
Next song we got on here is a film called Pimp featuring Below. He was basically on a feature with Jill Scott. If y'all know the name, y'all know. And MC Light. I actually enjoyed this song quite a bit from a cinematic view, only because the beginning of the track kind of portrays, like, you know, a woman walking up to Common and saying, "You're such an inspiration to, like, black boys and girls," and da-da-da-da. And he's like, "Yeah, you know, I'm just trying to keep these brothers and sisters, whatever, whatever. And then next thing you know, he walks over to one of his HOEs and he like he smacks her and tell her, you know, go make me some money, this and that. And then he walks back over to the girl and say, oh, I'm sorry, sister. Like, I just thought that was like hilarious because I'm just like, what? But then when you get into the song, I feel like it explains literally everything. Him explaining how he pimps like these females and MC Light coming in like, nah, you ain't finna do none of that. And she was spitting, honestly. So I feel like the production was definitely very vibey, but I feel like for the most part, it was from a cinematic view. So you would have to listen to the lyrics to really get that enjoyability. Now, I wouldn't say this is a song I would listen to often, but it is a song that I could go to back to for like storytelling, and I feel like the storytelling was very funny and comedic overall. So I feel like performance by Common and obviously MC Light was really good, and they worked pretty well together. So definitely uh needed song. I don't know if it fits within the album as much, but overall I feel like it's a pretty decent song.
I'm writing shit that I feel. Raps are black still in the hour of commotion, emotion, of calm. It's like that of an ocean.
Next song we got on here is Nag Champa. And if y'all hear anything in the background, I really cannot control that. So yeah, just stay tuned, please. But I feel like this song was definitely dope, man. I love the production right away. It definitely just has a smooth, funky like listen. It's very nostalgic overall, but getting into the lyrics, man, the lyrics were definitely really dope. Just really good storytelling overall. The way he was flowing on the track was amazing. I would argue this is definitely one of the better songs on the album because the quality is really high, and I feel like this song is honestly a little bit ahead of its time just as far as the whole format of this song. So I definitely enjoyed this song a lot. It's personally on my playlist, and I listen to it quite often because it's just from front to back, it's just consistent. So definitely an enjoyable song. I would say underrated as well as far as like any other song on here, but really dope listen. If y'all haven't listened to it, really go check it out.
I like you know, bitch, I'm on some grown shit. It's the Thelonious soup from my components. You know what's this rap shit, we about to own it.
Next song we got on here is The Lunas. Hopefully I said that right. Featuring Slum Village. I thought this song was honestly pretty nice. The production was okay. I kind of struggled to find just the, you know, because when you listen to production, you try to catch on to the beat. It took me a while to find it, but I think I found it over time of listening to it. I feel like the sampling was honestly pretty good. The piano in the background was a really nice touch overall. Lyrics wise were okay. It just, I really hate the offbeat kind of rapping. It really throws me off. I feel like most rappers can get a pass, but it's just so hard to listen at the same time. But I feel like the flow of Common was obviously pretty good. I couldn't tell who was rapping in some of the performances. Like, I don't know if Farm Village is a whole group or something, but I feel like for the most part they did really good. Whoever it was, they did really good. And overall, I feel like the performance wise was honestly acceptable. Now, when I say the rapping is offbeat, I don't mean that it's just bad. It's a bad song instantly. It bothers me a little bit in some way. But after listening to it for a while, it starts to get okay. So overall, I feel like this song is pretty good.
There was a Hardy Boy mystery I tried to solve again. Dude that broke in my crib, it wasn't involved in him.
Next song we got on here is Payback is a Grandmother featuring Small Village. I thought this song was definitely really good, very iconic, really good storytelling. Getting into the production though, I feel like the production definitely represented that kind of crime scene, you know, cop chasing, robbing the bank kind of production. So it's very like dramatic, but at the same time very fitting based on the storytelling from Common. And I feel like the beat type with the different instruments I thought was a really nice touch overall to like make it again that more dramatic and just cinematic in a way. But getting into the lyrics, I feel like the lyrics were obviously the most important part because it says, basically it says payback is a grandmother, which he means basically his grandmother describing that she got robbed. And he's asking his grandmother like who was it, what he looked like, and he's basically getting his payback for his grandmother. And I thought that whole cinematic storytelling scene was really really good. And it just shows not to mess with people's grandmother. Like why are you robbing somebody that much older than you? Like that's crazy. But I thought the storytelling was amazing. Now, is it a song I would listen to often? Not really, but I feel like for storytelling purposes, it definitely holds up. And it's surprising that this song doesn't get enough attention because I feel like it's definitely iconic enough to get the attention it should get. But that's just my take on it. But I thought this song was honestly just pretty good overall.
Search for love throughout the ghetto. Young girls thick, righteousness narrow. I got my third.
Next song we got on here is Ghetto Heaven Part 2 featuring Marcy Gray. Yeah, Marcy Gray. I thought this song was honestly a very nice touch. I feel like the production was definitely really good with the piano sound being, the most like upfront thing on the instrumentals. I thought that was really nice. But getting into the lyrics though, I feel like the lyrics were honestly really dope by Common. The way he was flowing on the track was incredible. His cadence was really, really good. Also, the singing performance from Marcy Gray. Like she has such an old school kind of voice that just matches the energy right off the rip of the whole song. So I feel like her on the hook was an amazing performance overall. It's not the best singing performance, but it is just amazing overall. I feel like this song again is another underrated song that really doesn't get enough attention, and I don't know why because it's very melodic, but yet like fitting to like dance to, like just to move to in general. And if y'all heard that, obviously that's a doorbell. But overall, I feel like this song was definitely really dope and definitely acceptable for the most part.
Lights and sirens, gunshots flying, cover your eyes as I describe a scene so violent, seemed like a bad dream.
The last song we have on this album is a song for Asata featuring CeeLo. I guess that's it. I thought I was gonna say CeeLo Green. I don't know why, but for this to be the last song on the album is probably the best representation of what the album means as far as like self-titled. I thought this song was definitely very inspiring. Obviously him telling the story about Asata, just going through like pretty much any day's struggle from back in the day. It's a very political song in a way, so it may not be to the ear of everybody, but just him talking about that standpoint of how it was way before my generation and probably even before Common's generation. It was rough times. And I think people, I'm not going to get too political on it because it is something that you could just look up yourself, but it was very hard times back then. But his storytelling was amazing. CeeLo's singing performance on the hook was really necessary and very good. Just sounded old school to match the energy. I feel like, I don't know if I talked about the production yet, but I feel like the production was definitely fitting. It definitely brought kind of that black culture of just the sound of the music overall. And I feel like I should have maybe did my research a little bit more on this song because I feel like it's definitely one of the more important songs on the album, knowing how the album represents, black people drinking water from colored water fountains and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely made sense for this to be the last song on the album. It's definitely still a good listen, and I could listen to this pretty often because it has a good sound to it. It's a catchy, just vibey kind of song overall. But it is time to get to the final thoughts. My final thoughts of this album, I think it's definitely pretty self-explanatory due to the title. I feel like it definitely represented black culture to the fullest, like I just mentioned in the last song. But I feel like he broke it down very well with the storytelling. Great concept for the album, very risky at the time because many people were talking about black subjects, but they never went a full album like Common did, or at least I think I would have to obviously surface through the whole hip hop just to know that. But I feel like for a breakout album, I feel like this album definitely set the tone for Common because before this album, it's not to say most of his albums weren't really good, but there was no album that was speaking enough volume to really get his name truly out there for people to recognize. And songs like The Light is what made him a bigger artist in my opinion, and it just got him to new heights. So I feel like him talking about a touchy subject into like the black culture and how it was way back in the day during like slavery time, I think was a dope concept. And I feel like the lyrics were dope. His flow on some of the tracks were pretty good as well. Overall, the production I think was the biggest highlight because a lot of these melodic kind of raps, you know, are more of you need to hear the lyrics more than the production. But I feel like we got the both of best worlds. So it definitely combined it very well overall. I feel like this album is definitely a good staple in the year of 2000. I would argue this is easily a top five album of the 2000s, like the year 2000. So he did his thing, and I feel like this album definitely got him to new heights. I really can't say nothing bad about this album because it represents something way deeper than what people really think. And the album cover just alone is so much volume that you don't even have to question like what kind of album this is. You already know coming into this album what you're listening to. So I mean, just an amazing concept, amazing storytelling, and like I said, just really got him to new heights. And arguably, I would say his best album, if not his best album. It's a tough one. I'm not even gonna lie. With all that being said, I'm giving this album a 10 out of 10. That will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other albums y'all want me to listen to. Also, click the link down in my description for all my social medias. But yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one.